Om Shanti. So, do you know how to rest? Many people these days say that they go to bed and then they are unable to sleep. And it takes a while, maybe for some it even takes 4 to 5 hours after going to bed, the time that they take to actually go to sleep. And you see, what is this rest all about? So this rest is about unplugging from this world of sound. And every rest involves a decision to unplug from here and go. So this unplugging is something that becomes easier and easier if we operate soul consciously during the day. So if we are soul conscious and we are unplugging many times during the day, then it becomes easier to unplug when we go to bed. And then sleep is better. And if we are too attached to this world of sound and all the time we are using our thought and speaking and not detaching, we don't have moments of silence during the day, then even when you go to bed, you can't exercise that will to unplug. Because you see that your buddhi has willpower and it can do what it will. But then if you're not using that willpower of the buddhi during the day to make a decision to unplug, then the will becomes very dysfunctional. And then when you're asking it to will to unplug, it's not that easy. So you want anything to work, you keep exercising it, correct? That's the way. So this will has to be exercised many times during the day. Just tell your buddhi, unplug from here, go there, sit for 20 seconds, maybe only that much. But this machinery of the will to unplug from this world and move beyond has to be exercised many times. So this is something. And today Baba is talking about patience. And I will first read out what Baba is saying. Baba says that the Father comes and reassures you children, just be a little more patient. You have become very heavy with your burdens of sin. You are now being made into charitable souls and being taken to a world called heaven. There won't be any sin or sorrow there. You children have been given patience. Today you are here and tomorrow you will go to your land of peace and then to your land of happiness. When a person has been ill and is on the way to recovery, the doctor reassures him that he will be very soon well. Now here there is unlimited patience. Now let me first clarify. This word unlimited is used for soul. Anything that is spiritual is referred to as unlimited. So here the soul is being asked to be patient. Now Baba gives an example of a doctor who reassures a patient that you will be fine in some days and your illness will be gone. Yes? So have you ever been reassured by a doctor like that? Huh? So, so the doctor reassures that the doctor actually gives an assurance that you will be fine and you will be well after some time. When you go to the hospital, sometimes the doctor will do this. But implicit in this statement is that you do as I say and then you will be well. Yes, so the doctor doesn't say that you do as you wish and then you will be well in some time. When you've come to the doctor says you will be well in some time, but then it is understood that you will be well only when you do as he says. So there are two things. There is doing as the doctor says, and then there is faith that you will be fine because the doctor has said that you will be fine. Okay, so these two aspects are both very important. Now, Baba has told us that it will be Satyug in some time, and you will go to that world where there'll be no sorrow. Correct? But Baba says, first thing is you have to create that world by doing as I say. And the second thing is you have to wait with positivity that yes, that world will come. So there is create and wait, both going on at the same time. We don't understand this concept of create and wait together. Yes, you have to create while you wait. If you just wait, you will wait forever. So if you just wait, you're not going anywhere. So you have to create while you wait. And then you have to wait also with patience, because just because you create, you cannot get impatient. You cannot say, I've been doing this for so long, so why is it not happening today? And I have lost my patience and I'm not positive about the outcome anymore. No. So do you understand? That's a very spiritual learning that Baba is giving us today, that you have to have a lot of patience and positivity, that the outcome will definitely come, but the outcome will come at its own time. And until that, you have to keep doing your thing. You have to keep contributing to the outcome and also have a lot of patience, which means positivity. Okay, so this is what Baba is saying, that the golden age won't come just like that. I am not creating it. You have to create it and also know that it's coming. So you have to wait and you have to be very positive that yes, it is coming. And this is the kind of assurance that Baba gives us. And this is the only kind of assurance that's possible, because just like Baba gives that example of the doctor says you will be well, but that doesn't mean you will be well anyway. You will be well subject to the condition that you do as the doctor says. Yes, but the fact that if you do as he says, you will be well is huge. Yes, and Baba says that I'm giving you this unlimited assurance that this whole world will change into heaven. But then you have to do something for it, and that's very little compared to what you will receive out of it. Okay, so you just don't have to wait for Satyug, you have to create Satyug and also wait for Satyug. So you cannot create and be in haste, and you can't just wait, you have to create also. Okay, so these are spiritual. And you know what is spirituality? Sometimes I think about spirituality. So spirituality is like the fulcrum. So just like any machine rests on the fulcrum, this whole world, this whole universe is resting on this fulcrum called spirituality. And spirituality is that exact position of consciousness and attitude that you hold inside, which is knowledgeful and balanced. And when you hold that inside of yourself, then you're kind of aligning the whole world around you. So this is why Baba is tweaking us every day, you know, bit by bit. He kind of pushes us a little 1 centimeter here, 2 centimeter there in our attitude. And then he just makes sure that we are positioned so well that this whole universe can rest on that fulcrum. So Baba is giving us the knowledge of what consciousness we should have and what is the attitude we should hold, and then what kind of approach we have to situations and behaviors and everything. And when we get that right, then we kind of create that fulcrum on which not only our individual life, but the whole universe can experience growth and development. Okay, so this is the thing. Now today Baba is also talking about the Gita, and in the Gita it is shown that there is a Mahabharat war, and the Mahabharat war takes place between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. And when you talk about the Kauravas, then Duryodhan had been described as Andhe ka putra andha. So, you know, the son of the blind is also blind, and this is what Draupadi said. And you see, his father was shown as blind. So Dhritarashtra is shown as blind, and the son is Duryodhan. And Duryodhan does everything wrong, you know, he's evil, he's depicted as evil in Mahabharata. And then there is another sect, another group, which is the Pandavas, and then they are shown to be the one who are in love with God, and they are the ones who follow the dictates of God, who is shown as corporeal in the Gita. But Baba says God cannot be corporeal, he is incorporeal, so all that is there. But then this is how the Gita is depicted, that there is a blind man, and then he has a son who has eyes, but he is equally blind. Yes, and then there is another group which is given the eyes by Baba, which is God has given them divine insight. And then there is a Mahabharat war. Now, today Baba says in the Murli, there is a song, take us away from this world of sin to a place of rest and comfort. इस पाप की दुनिया से मुझे दूर कहीं ले चल, सुख चैन जहाँ पावे. Okay, so this is the song. Now Baba in the Murli today says that in the song it also says some are blind, children of the blind, and others are ones who have sight. They have portrayed the Mahabharat war taking place and the one original eternal deity religion being established. Now Baba says, so why does Baba say that So right now also, there are two groups of people. One who are being given this divine insight by Baba, this third eye by Baba, third eye of knowledge. Who are those? You and I, yes, we are that group. And then there is another group who are the blind, the child of the blind. Now you see, this whole world is blind. And what does that mean? What does Baba mean by this third eye, blind, and these terms? Let's understand that. Now you see, a blind person lives in the world. The world is fully present in and around him, but he cannot stay in its awareness because he doesn't have these two eyes. Correct? Now you see, Baba says that when you don't have the third eye, that is the eye of knowledge, then even though you were a deity and even though you are going to become a deity, you are not in awareness of that. Even though there is this world, and then there is this soul world, and then there is this subtle world, you cannot stay in awareness of that. You have a father who is the Almighty, but you're still moving like an orphan and you can't stay in the awareness of how powerful your father is because you have not received the third eye from Baba. So when Baba says blind means unaware of your own virtues, unaware that you belong to the Almighty Himself, unaware that you are an original deity, unaware of your powers and your virtues. And Baba says, you see that everyone in the world, who are they? They are blind today. And then their children are also equally blind. So every person thinks that I am powerless, I can't do anything on my own, and I get my power from my body, my relationships, my wealth, my position, status, and then they lead the life of a slave of external conditions. And people say you are a product of your circumstances and this and that. And they don't realize how powerful they are, or they are the children of the Almighty. And then what you do is you train your children also to believe that. Yes, you train your children to believe that. So Baba says, blind, the child of the blind, andhe ka putra andha means, how is this whole world moving, you see? Every parent, every Lokik parent is passing on their lack of wisdom to their children in the form of wisdom. Yes, and they say, I will tell you a secret today. Open your ears, listen carefully, and then they say, this world is a very bad place and you can get deceived any moment, so you should always stay in doubt and fear. So this is the kind of training we give to our children. We don't teach them to have trust and faith, or we don't teach them to have courage. We teach them to have these other things: mistrust, doubt, fear. We teach them that you are a nobody if you don't have a spouse or children. You are a nobody if you don't have a job, if you don't have a good body, if you don't have, external circumstances that are perfect, then you are a nobody. And this is what we pass on in the form of wisdom. And we always try to tell them that, I'm telling this from my experience. Yes. But Baba says your experience is only as good as you are, because you are the one experiencing it. And when you don't have the eye of knowledge, your experience is miserable. And then you pass on that experience to others in the form of wisdom. Yes. And I tell you, if you ask my experience, in my experience, there are 33 crores deity souls in the world, and you find some of them and your life is great. So you don't have to your life can't be miserable, and then you don't need you don't need everything to be perfect. But then if you are fine and you have a good connection with Baba, then you can make do with everything. And everything, even though it is not perfect, it's good enough for you. So this is the kind of Trinetri and Trikaldarshi that Baba makes us. He gives us the third eye of wisdom, and he also makes us the seer of the three aspects of time. He makes us realize our perfection. He makes us realize our virtues and powers. And he makes us realize our divinity. So Baba says, when you become this one, then you belong to the other group, which is the Pandavas. And then there is the Andhe ke Putra Andhe also in the world. And if you look at Mahabharata, it's very interesting because there were 5 Pandavas and 100 Kauravas. So if you look at the proportion of souls who are actually listening to Baba and coming to their power, pitted against those souls who are being given this, this ignorance or this wisdom of vices by their Lokik parents, and who are being nurtured from every other person, and pushed into this dungeon of darkness created by lack of wisdom about the truth. If you compare, then they are 100% and we are only 5%. And then Baba says, there will be a Mahabharat war very soon, which means when, it is very evident that whenever the god of Gita comes, then the Mahabharat war is just ahead. So Baba says the god of Gita is here. He is making you Trinetri Trikaldarshi. So obviously the Mahabharat war is coming. And then Baba says, in that Mahabharat war, where all these 5 elements of nature and the 5 vices in humans will be at their peak, and they will create havoc. Who will be the winner? These souls who are now taking their sustenance, filling themselves up with Baba. Okay, so now you understand what it means, what it is meant by Andhe ka Putra Andha in Gita. Yes, so, and I have seen that, people share their experiences, and when they share their experiences, so you just look around and just think about all the experiences that your Lokik parents and teachers and people around you have shared with you, and just think about how many of those experiences have made you full of faith and courage and goodness. So, mostly when people share their experiences, their intention is, so they say that their intention is to make you aware, but then what they do is instill fear and doubt and insecurity in you. Yes, this is what you do. So I see that many people, they will say that, when you get COVID, this will happen and that will happen and the other will happen, and then you should be aware of that. Now, the thing is, when you have already got COVID, whatever will happen will happen, and then you have to deal with it. But the thing is, if you are in that consciousness of all that which is going to happen, then you will invite it, because whatever is going on in the screen of your mind is creating your reality. And Einstein had very well said that imagination is your preview to the future. So whatever enters your imagination is bound to become your reality tomorrow. So whatever we are giving in the form of wisdom in the world out there is not serving us right, because all that information, when it's becoming a part of our imagination, it is creating that horrible reality for us. Okay, so Baba says that this is how we are blind and we are creating offsprings, those are blind. And Baba says, now I open your eyes to that world which is coming and which is beautiful and full of virtues and goodness. And I open your eyes to your own inner powers and your inner virtues. And I open your eyes to the one you belong to, who is the Almighty. And when you see all of this with your eyes, then you don't see the bad around you, and then it loses its power over you. Yes, so do you understand that anything improper around you is powerful when you are aware of it? So when you not aware of it, when you allow it to enter your awareness, that is, you allow it to sit in your mind. Yes, so if you just dismiss it as, okay, it is the weakness in the situation or the person, but it doesn't matter because that same person has other virtues which are worthy of my attention, then that weakness loses power over you, and slowly they are also able to get rid of that weakness. Yes, so Baba is telling us all this about being blind and being Trikaldarshi. So today Baba is talking about this term Trikaldarshi. And what does Trikaldarshi mean? Trikaldarshi means while you are seeing the present moment, you are aware of the past and future simultaneously. Okay, so I once met this lady, and she had come with her sister, and her sister was going through a phase of anxiety and depression, and she was not behaving proper. So she was speaking all the wrong words, and her behavior was also not proper. And then, she could deal with that sister very patiently and lovingly. So she was always treating that sister with a lot of love, cuddling her every often. And then she was going on doing that. And then I asked her, so what is it with your sister? So she said that, she's my elder sister, and she was the brightest in the family, and she's the one who is responsible for most of my education, because she used to teach me all the time. And then she went through a phase, and then she is now in depression. But this is a phase and this will go away. I can still remember how she was. And that's why I have love and faith in her. And that love and faith never gets compromised, because I know who she really is. So do you understand the relevance of seeing something in its entirety? vis-a-vis seeing something just at this point of time, how it is. So I saw that woman just at this point of time, and then according to the knowledge I've received, I thought, okay, she might be a deity soul also, that's okay. But then because that sister had been with her for so long, she kept in her awareness that this person is kind and intelligent and very efficient and other stuff. And that brought out that respect and love for her, even if, even if this is the phase that she's going through. And what I have understood from my experience of life is people's memories are very short-lived. So, we have this, even if you have been with a person in their heydays and they have been very kind and good and very industrious, when they reach their old age, even if it's about physical parents, you simply forget how they were. And you just look at how they are now, and then you say, these days you don't do this, and these days you do this wrong and that wrong. And this is the language that we talk. So Baba says, see everything in its entirety. And Baba gives us the third eye, that every soul, when they come to this earth, they are in their perfect state. And every soul is a pure soul, a divine soul. And then they lose their power in this circle of life and death and, birth and rebirth. And now they are not in their perfect best, but then they are still that divine soul. And then they are going to become that divine soul in the next few years. So just look at everyone in all the three aspects of time. And when you say a situation also, don't just look at what it is now. Also look at how it would look like when it gets solved, or how it was before it was like this. So, our vision of the world has changed after this COVID virus. And when you look at the world today, your vision is very different from how you saw it earlier. Yes? But then when we look at this world, when you look outside the window, when you look around yourself, forget the virus. Just remember that the same world in the golden age was heaven, and is going to be heaven in a few years. So just through your drishti, create that srishti. So there is this saying, seeing into being. So you see, when you see, you make. So Baba says, just change your vision by letting that light of knowledge enter your vision. Don't just look at what it is now. And this is knowledge. This is what makes you, the one with the third eye rather than the one who is blind. So a blind is only aware of a limited reality. And the one whose third eye is open is aware of the unlimited reality. And Baba says, always keep that in your awareness. When you are with souls, when you are in circumstances, never look at them just like they are. Look at them like they were and like they could be in the next few years. So this is the practice that Baba tells us to make. Now there is the slogan today. And the slogan is very interesting. The slogan is, do not be influenced by others' thoughts. but become a jewel who has pure and positive thoughts for yourself and others. Okay, so Baba says that even if somebody's thoughts are not good, okay, even if they are speaking their thoughts loud and they are letting you know that what they think about you and others is not good, do you know how to hear with compassion? So Baba has taught us how to hear with compassion. And when you are listening to somebody's thoughts that are not good, you must know that they are coming from a weak place and their thoughts are not the truth. Their thoughts are just their thoughts, and it's okay. Okay? So you can hear with compassion, knowing that they are coming from a weak place, and you don't get influenced by their thoughts. Do you know who you get influenced by? When you hold them, when you don't understand where they are coming from, and you take their words as the truth. Now, Baba has told us only be influenced by Baba, because only Baba knows what he is speaking. Every other soul doesn't know what they are speaking. So never open yourself up to be influenced by anybody's words or behavior. Their words are coming from a place of ignorance. Every soul is ignorant, only the Supreme Soul is wise. And when you know somebody is ignorant, you don't hate them. You are very compassionate that they are doing their best, but that's not the truth. So you can hear and still not get influenced by them. Okay, so they are not able to influence you negatively, which is they are not able to make your mind work overtime or, overthink because of what they did or what they said. So you stay in your knowledgeful state, and just in a detached state, you can compassionately observe what they are saying or observe how they are behaving. And Baba says, do not be influenced by others' thoughts, but become a jewel who has pure and positive thoughts for yourselves and others. So you should have pure thoughts for yourself, positive thoughts for yourself. You should know who you are, and you should know what you are allowed to take inside and what's good for you and not good for you. Yes, so even if somebody is giving you abuse, you know that he is coming from or she is coming from a weak place. So you don't take that abuse and you don't give it to yourself, because you're compassionate towards yourself and you know what you need to give yourself and what you need to abstain from giving yourself. And to them also you give this energy of compassion. That is, you can allow to be yourself and it's okay. You be you. Yes, there is this thing that people say, that you be you and you're allowed to be you, and I am totally fine with you being you. Okay, so don't react, just act positively, act compassionately. Okay, and how do you react? You react when you are influenced, and you act when you are in self-awareness and in the awareness of what karma you are creating. Okay, so don't get influenced. And how will you not get influenced? When you remember that this soul is a weak soul coming from a weak place, and that's okay. You be you, you are allowed to be you, and I can do the best I can in this situation. And you stay pure for yourself, because you don't want to spoil your, to put rubbish in your heart and mind because somebody is giving you rubbish. So these are the things that we need to understand. And what I want you to underline today is only Baba knows what he is speaking. Nobody else knows. So, and if somebody is speaking on behalf of Baba, like the Murli or the Manthan, okay, that can be taken as the truth. But otherwise, nobody else in the world is talking the truth. They are only talking what they think is the truth, and they are allowed to do that. And you have to listen to everything compassionately while not being influenced by it. Okay? Om Shanti. Let's thank Baba for some time. Baba, you're holding my hand and taking me to that world of peace and happiness. I know I am in safe hands. I know the future that you're talking about is certain. With this knowledge, there is patience in my heart. I am waiting very positively for Satyug. And while I wait, I'm also creating it. Thank you, Baba, for teaching me how to wait and how to create. Om Shanti.